Hey there, Eternians, and welcome back to Mike Meeple's Painting Poorly miniature painting tutorials from Masters of the Universe Clash for Eternia by CMON Games. More fabulous secret powers will be revealed today as we hold our paintbrushes aloft and say, I have the power to paint Skeletor. I'm going to start off by priming the model with a zenithal highlight, and if you're not familiar how to do this technique, make sure you check out my how-to video. Once that's all dry, it's time for Basecoats. We'll be starting off with some pastel blue by Vallejo and using that to paint what's left of Skeletor's skin. After that, we'll be using Royal Purple from the Army Painter's Metallic Colors line to paint the Havoc staff and his armor. Next, we'll take some purple by Vallejo and paint Skeletor's hood and boots. Then grab some German Grey by Vallejo and use that to paint his furry underpants. To paint his skull, we'll be using equal parts fluorescent yellow and fluorescent green by Vallejo, with Lamian medium in a ratio of about 5 parts medium to 1 part paint. This should go on like a glaze, so you'll want to apply as many layers as you want until you get the color you like. I ended up doing about 5 or 6 until I was satisfied. Just try to wick off any excess paint from the eye sockets in order to keep them looking dark. And when that's dry, it's time for shades. We'll be starting off with Blue Tone by the Army Painter and applying a thin layer to his skin. Next, take some Purple Tone by the Army Painter and apply some to his hood, boots, armor, and the Havoc staff. Finish off the shades with some Nuln Oil by Citadel and apply a little to the trunks. Once it's all dry, it's time for highlights and finishing touches. We'll be starting off by using our pastel blue to highlight the skin. You want to paint the bulges of the muscles along with the details that stick out, such as the knuckles and the fingers. After that, use some Sky Blue by Vallejo to paint a second highlight on the skin, being sure to paint a slightly smaller portion than your previous highlight. Next, you'll mix together 2 parts purple and 1 part pink by Vallejo to apply a highlight to the hood and boots. To add a second highlight, add a little more pink to the mix. Then mix together equal parts German gray and neutral gray by Vallejo to highlight the trunks, picking out some of the select tufts of fur to hit. For the base, we'll use some Vallejo Black Lava texture paste and apply a thin layer to the base with an old brush. Once it's dry, we'll use some neutral gray to dry brush some highlights to give it some extra pop. Then we'll paint the rim of the base and hit it with our matte spray. Before I mix together some PVA glue and water and use that to add some grass tufts and rocks. And that's it! I want to give a big shout out to all of my patrons whose generous support helped me make quality content like this. And if you're interested in becoming a patron yourself, information on how to do so can be found in the description for this video, along with links to all the supplies I used today, and a link to my blog, where you'll find more tutorials for games like Masters of the Universe, Clash for Eternia. And if you like this video and would like to see more, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, you, my friends, have the power.